In 2022, Ja Morant signed a 5-year, $194 million supermax contract with the Memphis Grizzlies. It was the kind of deal that instantly changes your life. Private jets, luxury cars, multi-million-dollar mansions. And in Ja's case, a direct ticket into the conversation of the NBA's highest earners. But here's the thing. 4 years earlier, hardly anyone outside Murray State University even knew his name. No 5-star recruit tag. No McDonald's All-American spotlight. No viral high school mixtapes like Zion Williamson. Ja Morant was, for most of his life, invisible. A skinny kid from Dalzell, South Carolina. Population barely 3,000, playing in half-empty gyms. He wasn't on ESPN's radar. He wasn't even ranked in the top 500 high school players in the country. So how did he leap from a no-name guard eating instant noodles in college to one of the most marketable young stars in the NBA, worth over $200 million in contracts, endorsements, and investments? The answer is part raw talent, part relentless hustle, and part cold, calculated business moves. Because while fans see Ja's jaw-dropping dunks, behind the scenes, there's a web of deals, brand partnerships, and negotiations that have turned his explosive style into a money-printing machine. Nike and Powerade, Beats by Dre. He's not just selling sneakers. He's selling himself as the face of a new generation of basketball. But there's another side to this story. One that almost derailed it all. Because in the middle of his rise, Ja found himself at the center of controversies that had brands hesitating, and millions of dollars hanging in the balance. This is the story of how Ja Morant went from a small-town underdog to NBA superstardom and financial empire builder. And how, even at the top, one wrong move can threaten everything you've built. Dalzell, South Carolina. Not exactly a basketball hotbed. It's a place where Friday night lights mean high school football, and where dreams of the NBA feel like they belong on another planet. That's where Demetrius Jamal Morant grew up. Raised in a tight-knit home, Ja's father, T. Morant, had once been a talented high school player himself, even practicing with NBA legend Ray Allen. But T gave up his basketball dreams to support his family, working multiple jobs and training young players in the neighborhood. One of those players was his own son. From the moment Ja could walk, T had him outside, dribbling, shooting, and learning footwork drills on cracked pavement courts. There was no fancy AAU circuit. No elite gym facilities. Just grit, repetition, and a father who refused to let his son settle for good enough. Ja's mother, Jamie, played point guard in high school and softball in college, so competitive spirit ran deep in the family. But the Morants didn't have much money. Meals were simple. Shoes were worn until the soles gave out. Every gas tank refill to drive to a basketball camp was a sacrifice. By high school, Ja was good. Really good. But there was a problem. Nobody was watching. He didn't have the height or frame scouts were obsessed with. He wasn't playing for one of the powerhouse prep schools where recruiters camped out in the stands. Then fate stepped in. At a small tournament in South Carolina, Murray State assistant coach James Kane came to scout another player. During a break, Kane wandered to a side court to grab a snack, and noticed a skinny guard dominating a 3-on-3 game. That guard was Ja Morant. Kane immediately called his head coach, Matt McMahon. "I think I just found someone." From there, Murray State offered Ja his only Division I scholarship. No other major programs even called. And so, in 2017, Ja arrived at a small Kentucky school most casual fans had never heard of. 2 years later, he was the talk of college basketball, leading the NCAA in assists, putting up highlight reel plays every game, and guiding Murray State to March Madness glory. The small-town kid who no one recruited was suddenly projected as a top NBA draft pick. And with the NBA spotlight came something new, the beginning of Ja's business education. Because the next step wasn't just about making it to the league. It was about setting himself up for generational wealth. The 2019 NBA Draft. Zion Williamson was the headline. But right behind him, at the number 2 pick, the Memphis Grizzlies called Ja Morant's name. It was official. The kid from Dalzell was now guaranteed millions. His rookie contract? 4 years, $39.6 million, fully guaranteed. For a family that once counted pennies to put gas in the car, this was life-changing money overnight. But Ja didn't just see this as a paycheck. He saw it as capital, the start of something bigger. From his first season, Ja lit up the league. Explosive dunks, no-look passes, fearless drives against 7-footers. By the end of his rookie year, he was named NBA Rookie of the Year, and with that came a surge in national attention. Attention that brands couldn't ignore. Nike moved fast, signing Ja to a multi-year endorsement deal in his rookie season. At first, he wasn't given a signature shoe that's reserved for proven superstars. But Nike's strategy was clear: lock him in early, before his price tag skyrocketed. It didn't take long for Ja's value to climb. By his third season, he was averaging over 27 points per game, earning his first All-Star selection, and leading the Grizzlies deep into the playoffs. His jersey sales ranked among the NBA's top 10. Every dunk went viral. The result? His marketability exploded. In 2022, Ja landed his first major beverage deal, signing with Powerade, who made him the face of their biggest marketing campaign in years. It was their boldest basketball push since LeBron James. And then came the game changer. That summer, the Grizzlies offered him a 5-year, $194 million supermax extension, a deal that could reach $231 million with incentives. At just 23 years old, Ja had already secured nearly $250 million in career earnings, not counting endorsements. But the rise wasn't just about flashy checks. Behind the scenes, Ja's camp, led by his parents and trusted advisors, began quietly exploring ways to diversify his income. He invested in local Memphis businesses, built partnerships with tech companies, and even started laying groundwork for a future production company. Ja understood something a lot of young stars don't. The NBA career window is short. The money you make in your 20s has to last for decades. And for a moment, it seemed like nothing could slow him down. Until a series of off-court controversies threatened to undo everything he'd built, and potentially cost him tens of millions in endorsements. March 2023. The NBA season was in full swing. Ja Morant was at the height of his powers, leading the Grizzlies to one of the best records in the league, selling out arenas, and building his case as one of basketball's most exciting players. Then a single Instagram live video sent shockwaves through the sports world. In the early hours of the morning, Ja appeared on his own live stream at a Colorado nightclub, flashing what appeared to be a gun. It was a clip that lasted only seconds, but the fallout was instant. The NBA announced an investigation. The Grizzlies suspended him indefinitely. And behind closed doors, Ja's endorsement partners started making phone calls, urgent ones. Nike had just launched his first signature shoe, the Ja 1, weeks earlier. Powerade had put him front and center in a $10 million ad campaign. Now, both brands were suddenly facing a PR crisis they hadn't planned for. Every deal Ja had signed included morals clauses, legal language allowing companies to suspend or even terminate contracts if a player's actions damaged the brand's image. And for Ja, those contracts represented millions in guaranteed payments that could vanish overnight. While the public saw the headlines, what they didn't see was the chaos inside Ja's business circle. Lawyers combed through contracts. PR teams crafted carefully worded statements. Ad campaigns were paused, commercials pulled from TV schedules. For nearly 2 weeks, Ja stayed out of the spotlight, entering a counseling program in Florida and meeting with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. Every move was calculated, not just for his career, but for his wallet. The stakes were enormous. A second major incident could have meant Nike shelving his shoe line completely, Powerade walking away, and other future sponsors deciding he was too risky to touch. When Ja returned to the court later that month, it wasn't just about basketball. It was about proving he could rebuild trust. With fans, with the league, and with the corporations writing him 7-figure checks. In the end, Nike stuck by him. Powerade kept him in the campaign. But the message was clear: Ja's fortune wasn't bulletproof. One wrong decision could unravel it faster than it was built. For Ja Morant, 2023 wasn't just a career checkpoint, it was a crossroads. He'd come face to face with the reality that talent alone doesn't protect a fortune. In the modern NBA, brand value is as fragile as it is powerful. After the nightclub incident, Ja's team went into strategy mode. Not just damage control, but image rebuilding. The first move? Control the narrative. Ja began sitting for carefully chosen interviews, speaking directly about accountability and growth. His social media presence became more selective, fewer party clips, more family moments, workouts, and charitable appearances. The second move? Strengthen the business foundation. Ja restructured his inner circle, bringing in experienced financial advisors with backgrounds in athlete wealth management. He doubled down on investments in Memphis, from local restaurants to real estate developments, projects that not only promised returns, but also built goodwill in the city that embraced him. Nike, seeing the potential for a redemption arc, leaned in. The Ja 1 continued to sell, bolstered by Ja's on-court performances and a renewed marketing push emphasizing perseverance and community. Powerade's campaign pivoted, still featuring Ja, but now framing him as a player who'd learned and evolved. Off the court, Ja began exploring tech and media ventures. He quietly invested in a sports training app designed for young athletes, and held meetings about producing digital content that went beyond basketball, including documentaries about small-town athletes making it big. The numbers told the story. Between his supermax contract, signature shoe royalties, endorsement checks, and growing investment portfolio, Ja's estimated net worth approached $200 million before his 25th birthday. But perhaps the biggest transformation was philosophical. Ja began speaking to younger players about discipline, warning them how quickly a moment can jeopardize everything. It was a subtle shift from highlight maker to role model in progress. And yet, the edge that made Ja famous on the court never disappeared. He still attacked the rim with the same fearlessness. Still thrived under the bright lights. Only now, every dunk, every win, every appearance came with a deeper understanding of what was at stake, and what could be gained. From a kid who couldn't get a scholarship offer, to one of the NBA's most electrifying stars and wealthiest young athletes. Ja Morant's journey is a reminder that in sports, as in business, it's not just about how fast you rise. It's about how well you protect what you've built once you get there.